morning or good evening, everyone. So we're going to do a roundup of the readings from the week, and it's a roundup of from the 1st of November to the 7th of November. One more. So for this roundup reading, we have acceptance, boundaries, and discernment. So these three cards have been repeating pretty much all of this week. So during the week, so this represents the past, the present, and the future. So during the week, we've moved into accepting change. There's been a few changes this week, some resetting of boundaries. So within yourself, you've been looking at accepting the changes that are happening and accepting where you are and who you are right now. It's examining life for truths and telling the truth. So it's about really looking at the whole self. We've done a bit of shadow work as well, looking at what's been hidden and what needs to come to light now. So boundaries is about looking at what you need, so it goes in with acceptance. So you can't really look at what you need if you haven't fully examined who you are and accepted that. So accepting what you like, what you don't like, having preferences. It's, that going to the buffet and, or, you have a array of choice. Just because the choice is there doesn't mean you have to take it. So if you have an allergy to seafood, you obviously wouldn't take the prawn dish. So it's about accepting those things within you that may not fit the people that surround you, might not fit in with the interests and the values of the people that you've grown up with, your parents, all of those people who have that influence and may have led you to feeling that you're less than because you don't share their interests. Like for me, it's an interest in football. Just don't care. Don't have an opinion either way about it, and just don't really. It just doesn't float my boat, I guess. And so knowing what does. So this week has been spent looking at what does float your boat. What do you want to do? What do you like? What fills your cup? And then setting some boundaries, like allowing yourself to have boundaries. You can't have boundaries if you haven't accepted who you are and fully embodied that, having that clarity, the authenticity to say yes or no with clarity. And it's not a matter of anyone being wrong or right. It's just a matter of preference. It's a matter of, you just prefer to have a tarot reading than go to the football. As simple as that. Not that there's anything wrong with the football. That's each to their own, that sort of thing. And this week has been about bringing discernment. So it goes very nicely in as with gratitude from the universe, as acceptance and boundaries. You need discernment also to be able to embed these into your life. So it's looking at all of the situation, looking carefully at your choices and judging wisely. So it could be that something is being revealed to you, and it may be a difficult thing, and maybe not necessarily life changing, but significant, that you now know a little bit more about who you are, and you're able to walk through with compassion for that inner child who didn't want to go to the football but had to sit through the game, and giving her the credit of the patience that she had, and the resilience that she showed to be able to go through that. But now is her time. Now is the time where she can do what she wants. She can play. She can discern what is for her and what is not. So it's looking at the deeper, bigger picture, looking at not rushing to whatever the popular fad at the time is. It's about looking at that. So this is brings us into the looking into the future. So moving from the 1st of November and beyond the 7th of November. So this week has been a very powerful week as far as healing. It's been about I think we've all been riding the waves of these lunar eclipses and full moons, and now we're at a much better place within ourselves to know actually what it is we want. So now that we know that, so earlier in the week on the 5th we had the sovereignty card, which is the Queen of the Moon, and now here we move into the lunar god, so the masculine, so essentially the King of the Moon, which is really interesting. So we've embodied and embraced the feminine aspects, so within the self, the feelings, the self-empowerment, that confidence, that quiet confidence that you can go forth and not apologizing for anything, owning what you like and what you don't, and being okay about that, and not having to change anyone, just quietly knowing what it is that you are seeking now. So that brings us to the masculine energy, which is all about doing. So it's not a man necessarily or a woman. It's both feminine and masculine aspects are within us. So this card signifies the taking of action. So it may be needing to learn more about something, and we're given the focus card. So it's about focusing on what is the task at hand right now, and not using the scattergun approach. So multitasking is, I think it's been proven as not effective for anyone really. It's really important to not listen to gossip. Don't be put off. If you take write a list of what makes your heart sing, and then things that take you off that path, and it'll be negative. It could be negative people, negative thoughts, not feeling good enough, gossip. So just don't engage in that. Just take the approach of looking at, well, you've developed some discernment during this time, and you're able to pick up a thought and think, well, is this real? Just because it's a thought or an emotion doesn't mean it's the whole truth. So that's where discernment comes in again, looking at, okay, what are this thought that I have, is it true? The thought of the self-doubt, I can't do it, I never finish anything, but is it actually true? So taking stock, and just if it was true in the past doesn't mean it needs to be true in the future. And it could have been those other factors that have pulled you off your path and scattered your focus. Excuse me. So that's where we need to develop that confidence, be a leader in your own life. Just like the sovereignty of the Queen of the Moon is about self-empowerment and owning, being the teller of the tale, owning, being the queen of the realm, of your own realm, not anyone else's necessarily. This card is also about the masculine aspect of that. So it's using the stepping up into your power and your own uniqueness, and you may be called on to provide guidance to those who need it, which is the kind of next step. So it's really owning that power, being a leader in your own life with that laser focus, using your discernment, having a strong knowledge of what your boundaries are. This is extremely important. You've gone through the acceptance of that you are your own unique self, and knowing that that's okay, and integrating that within yourself. You know, that inner child who wants to be accepted. It's not really about that anymore. We're moving beyond that we can accept ourselves, and then we find our people. So it's taking that strong action that's focused, that's not, that laser point focus that can't be put off track by anyone. So it's exciting times coming up, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what the next week holds. So a very strong, I think, from an indicator of these cards. So I hope you've had a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow.